Greetings, brothers and sisters. Ready? We've been gotten a little late, and I was running, trying to get everything finished so I could get to you. That was my main goal, to get to you all. So I was running to make sure that running. Peace, brother Kareem. Peace. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Black power. Hotep. All of those beautiful things that we decry. All of those beautiful things. It's still a powerful lesson. We have a powerful one too. If you go on my Facebook page, I've been talking about these white Muslims coming into Farrakhan's camp. I got this one of them that keep responding. He swore up and down that he wouldn't make any more comments, but he's like a gnat. He's like a fly around, you know what, constantly buzzing and flying and just being a busybody. Because I won't grant him the gift of making him think I believe that he's black. We got to stop giving these people a pass. If we would stop giving them a pass, we'd have freedom overnight. We got to stop giving these devils a pass. Now he's on here on my Facebook mad at me because I won't lie and say that he's white. Right? Just like the Rachel girl. Just like the Rachel girl over the NAACP. And I'm going to tell you something. I think that you had black demons that knew that Rachel was white and they still hired her. It's my opinion. I have one. It's my opinion. My opinion. I believe it. I have one. I'm sticking by what I feel. I'm sick of these white Fuslims. Because they're not Muslim, they're Fuslims. Lying to themselves and wanting us to uphold them in their lies. Peace, Mr. Donna. Peace. So if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see this white Muslim that's mad at me because I won't call him black. I call him a cracker. That's what you're a fake Muslim. You're a Fuslim, a white Fuslim. But I won't call you a black Muslim. I can't do it. See, this is the stuff that Farrakhan, this is what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. He's paid. He's paid to keep up this kind of foolishness. He's paid to keep it up. And it won't get any better. Nah, say something about it. I wouldn't have to be as strong as I am if there was enough people saying it, because we've been letting these devils know we're not going to validate you. We won't do it. We are not going to validate you. And that's what's wrong with us today, is too many of us validating them. Too many. And we can't do it, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. We can't do it. Call them out. Call these devils out. Call them exactly what they are. Devils. Devils. And call them out. White devils. It doesn't matter if they're white Mexican, right? It doesn't matter what they are. I think the only exception to that color line, because they're African people, is Cuba, where you got and Puerto Rico. But other than that, there's no exception. You see a white Mexican, he's white. Now, Puerto Rico and Cuba are African people. These were African states, African provinces before slavery and all of that. We were already there. We were already everywhere, especially Mexico. But my point, what I want to say is the white Mexican identify himself as white. The white the albino, the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans have albinos among them. Albinos, and we have albinos, so they're still black. And you got to know that that's a genetic code. Albinoism is a genetic code of blackness. It's a genetic code of blackness. If you have a white albino, that's a genetic code of whiteness. Something that was, in other words, that was produced purposely produced by nature. One is produced out of nothing. The other is produced out of what they call racial cleansing, which racism, as you know, was created by the white man. Created by the white man. You got to know that. So that's I hope I haven't confused you in that. And I don't think I have, because you already know that Puerto Ricans consider themselves black. They do it nationally. They stand up for rights, pan-Africanly, and they're black nationalists by admission and also by blood. But when you get to these white Mexicans, brother, they'll play you. They'll play you. They don't even have to be Muslim, and they will play you. Right? They'll play you. They could be fake Americans. I've seen some of them act like they're from Arabia. I've seen it. I'm telling you what I've seen. Don't get mad with me. Just understand what I'm saying. Now, you know, if he had come another way, because he even dark. You know what I'm saying? You got dark Mexicans that got that black in them. They got black daddies or black moms. Black Mexican daddy, black Mexican mom. But you got a color line. See, you need to understand, everywhere we went, and I want to say this before we go into our show. Everywhere we went, we've been dealing with this. Every place we've been dealing with it. You have those that have given in to the system of racism. Then you have those that have fought against the system of racism, same way it is with us here. Same way it is here, you know. And we have to be aware of that. This is important. All of this is very important. Now, we got a great show coming up, brothers and sisters. We got a great show coming up. And I see that brother Tahaka is busy too. Today, we gonna visit with him. But I want y'all to come to this show and understand what we're putting on, because it's important that we talk about it. It's important. We got to talk about these things. We have to talk about it, because if we don't, we're doomed, brothers and sisters. So we're gonna there are those that said that they may be a little late and they want me to wait, and I want to wait on them, but I'll just educate us, so we'll know exactly what we'll be discussing. Now, we'll talk about the suspicious death of young Malcolm Shabazz. Minister Malcolm ex-grandson, young Malcolm Shabazz. We're talking about a suspicious death today. Because, and we can't get by it. We can't get by it. If we ignore young Malcolm Shabazz, if we ignore his death, then we'll miss a great piece of the puzzle. We're gonna miss a great piece of the puzzle if we ignore it. So I challenge you, brothers and sisters, that we don't ignore it. We pay attention to it, because in it is some clues. There's some clues in that for us, and we can get these clues by paying attention to what has happened to Minister Malcolm's family. There was a reason why. There's a reason they killed our young brother. There's a reason that they killed him, and if we don't get it, because we have to get it, we got to get it. If we don't get that, we'll miss a very, very strong part of the problem, and that's informants that are black. Because and this is what I want you to know: when he was traveling, he wasn't traveling, by himself. He had blacks with him. He had brothers with him that should have been providing security. So it wasn't traveling by itself. So we'll mull on that right now. And any comments you have for the section, certainly put it in. Let's discuss this at full length, because this is a real situation. What we're facing now is a real situation, because we see now that the white man is in control, but not only is he in control, he's in cahoots, right? And the sellout that's in cahoots with him is not any sellouts that don't have any degree. They don't have power, but any degree of influence, because they don't have power. They have influence. And that's important to know. Because the influence they have can be used the right way, can be used to liberate and give salvation to the community if it's used right. If it's not used right, it won't bring influence. It won't bring salvation to the community. It's impossible if it's not done right. And I said that to say this, that you and I, brothers and sisters, no matter where we are, got to recognize that there are people in our community, hired and raised in our community, to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. You and I have to know that. There are. And that's the main point that I want to get to. Excuse me. That there are agents in our community that are paid to do this evil. I mean, whole families that are paid to do these types of evil. And you and I have to be, our eyes have to be open at every turn. We don't even have a chance to sleep, because anyone that's in a leadership position is in trouble, and anyone that's in the social leadership position is in trouble. And what do I mean? All of us are leaders. All of us standing up are leaders. We're all black nationalists. They ain't looking at just one of us. They're looking at all of us. And you have to understand that. That's very important. That's important. And it's crazy that these people will sell us out for 30 pieces of silver, pieces of 10. I sell us out. It's crazy. But it's happening. It can't be denied. And it's happening. Every major leader we've had and minor leader have been killed. And they'll show you on the news acting like that is gang violence or some black person was responsible. That's what they do. That's the game. That's their game. And they do that. They do it to keep power. They do it to keep power. And what you and I have to understand is that the black man doesn't have any power. Even if the white man give him a quote unquote, what should we call it? Interpreted power. It's not power that the white man fears, it's his influence, because the black man doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any power. So I want you to understand that. It's very important. Because if you don't understand that, brothers and sisters, you finished before it even started. You finished. Greetings, brothers and sisters. That's all now. I was having a slight interruption to seeing these words now. You know the game that the man played. You know the game that the man played. The sisters told me to let it go and play out, and it'll eventually straighten up. And but they don't want any real influence on black folks. They don't want it. That's the main thing, I think. And look at that. Look. Then we're going to go on to our subject, because I want to build a good basis for you to understand. I know you understand, but I just want to build a good basis so that we could stay on the mark. If we cover all these issues, we're able to spread the issue out and then bring it back like a plenum, like a knowledge plenum. We can spread it out and bring it right back. Now, this is nothing new. What happened in slavery? You know what happened in slavery? Black folks that wanted to make it easier on themselves betrayed other black folks. What do they do in the prison? What do they do on the streets? They become a part of all the scuttlebutt and the gossip, and it gives them an influence of manipulation. Come on, brothers and sisters. Word on the street is, right? Isn't that what they used to say? Word on the street is, or the word is, right? Cat say something, he's like, word up. Word up. He didn't put up what he feels. He didn't put out what he feels is the truth. Many of them putting out lies. Right? If you've ever been a drug dealer, you know that you can't trust nobody in them ranks. You can't trust them to really have your back, because if that was the case, you wouldn't have any black brothers going to prison. You don't hear me. Once they've been selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to worry about it. We wouldn't have to worry about it. Because if we had each other's back. If we realize that we're slaves. Why am I saying that, brothers and sisters? I'm saying that because a lot of us don't realize that we're slaves. Greetings, Brother Demetrius. Peace be unto you. Greetings, Brother Black Seminole. Peace be unto you. And it's important that we talk about it. See, we can spend a lot of time on these channels doing a bunch of foolish stuff. I hate to waste time doing foolish stuff because it doesn't help anybody. And I got enough sense to know it. I mean, if we talk about something serious, and there's some humor, we can have humor in some of the things that we do or say. We can have humor. But hopefully, prayerfully, what's being done has touched the lives of our brothers and our sisters. Prayerfully, what's being done is a knowledge and information and teaches one how to create influence to continue to do good. Hopefully, prayerfully, this is our prayer. This is our what? Our desire, and this is our prayer, that what we see, we're able to what? Interpret as something that's going to help the black community. What we hear, that we're able to interpret as something that's going to help the black community. What we speak, something that will speak life into the black community, right? What we perceive, what we see, what bring life into the black community. That is the purpose. That's the purpose. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. And it's important for you to know. This is important. And it helps all of us to think this way in types of righteousness. We can't keep up these foolish charades, going back and forth with each other. We can't do it because it's not going to help me or you. It's not going to help us to be going back and forth with each other. When our main job, if we're on the same road, is to focus in ways that can ignite and influence the black community to do what? Do for self. To do for self. Take care of the problem that's happening in our communities. Take care of our children. Those are our problems. Provide for our children. These are legitimate problems. To clothe our children. To educate our children. And to teach them a trade. And more than anything else, brand in their mind, do for self. We got to do for self. We got to have a do for self mentality. We got to have a do for self religion. We got to have a do for self government, local government. We got to have a do for self mentality. You got to have a do for self mentality. If we have a do for self mentality, then we can clean up our own community. Anytime you're spending money with the stores in your community that you don't own, you're building up that person's community. You're building up their community. And because if you don't have this in your mind, people are resources. We talk about money and all of that. People are resources. We should be trying to protect all of our leaders, anybody that's out there, right? Protect all of our people, anybody that's strong supporters, because they're with us. Anybody with us in this campaign, right? Because this is a campaign that we're on. Human rights, that's what you and I are involved in tonight. We're not involved in racism. That was created by the man. This is stuff that's created by oppressed people against oppressed people, oppressor, the one that is oppressing people against those that are oppressed. So you have to understand that. So, and I want to make that plain. That this system that you and I are in, brothers and sisters, the system that you and I are in has organized itself to care for itself. Can you blame them? Can't blame them. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's you and I who aren't doing what we're supposed to be doing today. That's you and I. Because we are babysitting these whites. Jesus. I mean, to a fault. And any scripture that could be used for peace, we take it and we use it. The white man shoot us down, what do? We pray, right? We got to have forgiveness. Isn't that right? The right man kill our daughters, our sons. They bring some old homogenized nigga like Al Sharpton. We got to pray. We got to love one another. Now, here the white man is bringing trouble to you. Is that right? Here he is bringing you all the trouble you could stand. And he'll tell you who's getting killed. He ain't going to tell himself. That's why it's so, this is such a messed up situation. He'll tell you, you got to forgive, you got to love. Martin Luther King said love. Martin Luther King said forgive. Now, the same man killed Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King preached against violence. Martin King was preaching against the people creating the violence. Wasn't talking about us. Now, he said, if I had enough people, he said, I would fight. He said, but we'd be crazy to throw what? Stones at men with machine guns. But listen to that. He said, if I had enough people, I would fight. But here's the bad part about it. The bad part of what he said, because there's some good and bad in that. The bad part of it is you don't need as many people to fight for your people. So fear has set in, right? Dr. King wasn't afraid, but fear has set in that many of the people are going to get killed anyway. And that's the truth. If you look back, what happened? Many of them got killed. Both black and white got killed. So our challenge is to teach black nationalism. That's it. And once we teach that, either we'll convert all the cones and crackers to black chocolate covered crackers, black chocolate covered crackers. We'll convert them to, or they're casualties in war. I can't even say what I want to say. You know what I'm getting at. You know what I'm getting at. If a police is shooting up a family, and you got a black person on that squad that's not trying to stop them from doing it, they are complicit. And probably was the one that did the final setup. I'm just saying. I want you to really understand what I'm saying. Understand me. That if they're not complicit in trying to stop the police from killing black families, I'm not talking about the ones that are working on it. I'm talking about the ones that are letting it happen. Don't tell me that they're not out there, because they are. I don't want to hear anybody tell me that they're not out there. They are out there. The white man is out there. His black goons is out there, and his black coons are out there. I got a cousin, two of them. Two of the biggest coons in the world. Their father was not like that. Their father was a fighter. He was a scientist, a medical man. Amazing doctor for the community. Amazing. He got two sons that are the biggest coons. So I already know if they're with somebody, I don't want to be a part of it. Because my dad didn't service white folks. He just didn't do it. He didn't service them because they were white. What does that mean? He saw how they're getting all this privilege, and see black folks, when he finished getting all the privilege in his community, he come over to our community. Sleeping with our women, sleeping with our babies. That's the truth. And many of them know they won't do nothing about it, brothers and sisters. Sleeping with our nieces, our nephews, our little brothers, little sisters in the community. Sleeping with our mothers. Our fathers. Isn't that right? It's painful truth, but it's true. So we leave our leaders vulnerable when we keep playing the game with this man. Here we are playing the game with this man, and he killing us on every hand. Don't you know that he has to be sick? When I wrote the research, Manic Aggressive Personality Disorder, I think you should get that book tonight. I really do. I think you should get that book tonight. It's not a lot of money. It's one of the least expensive books. But that book points out that the white man has an illness. He's a psychotic. White people are psychotic. Look, they don't have any oppression on them globally. There's no reason you should even see poor white trashy people. You shouldn't even see them. I'm just being honest. They shouldn't even exist. They should be the most successful people on the planet. Should be the most successful people on the planet. Now, with that being said, many of them are walking around poor. Why do you think that is? Because even during slavery, you still have poor white folks. Which you shouldn't have any poor white folks. But we have them because, brothers and sisters, what we do is appease these white folks. They ain't even got to have money. They don't even have to have money. But you will appease them because that's what you've been trained to do, right? You've been trained to do it. So you will appease them. And it is a shame. It's a shame. And I'm here to tell you that when we stop appeasing them and make them pay the price, that when God empower us, which he has today, and we get ready to put that fire on their behind for all this evil that they've done, then you'll see that the white man will no longer be a problem. Now, let me explain what put fire on their behind is, because I know right now we got agents. Right now. There are agents that are saying, hey, you got to go over to that show. Look, he's talking about putting fire on white people. Now, I use an analogy because I'm not dumb enough to say what I do on this tool. I'm not dumb enough to say that. But I'm using an analogy about putting fire on their behind. In other words, putting that truth on them. Breathing down their necks every time they turn around and open their mouth to say a word, because you know that they're lying. You already know the white man is lying. Anytime you want to, even when his mouth is open, my dad would say, if his mouth is open, he's lying. I said, whenever he's getting ready to speak, he's already got a lie. But my dad said, if his mouth is open, he's lying. My grandfather said he is a liar, and the truth is not in him. That's what my grandfather said. Now, and this is important. So we're going to get on to our, what we want to talk about, but this is the foundation, brothers and sisters. This is the foundation. So I wanted to bring the sister ahead of you all, but she's busy. And I want to apologize to you all too, because I enjoy the sister's teaching so much. I have her on here, and I think she has great products. I think the books are good and everything. But the sister is very busy. So she doesn't have to do these shows. We don't roll like that. She make her own decisions or whatever. And I don't, and I don't ever want her to have to feel obligated. And not saying that she don't like coming before you, she does. But she has a lot of stuff that she's doing. So sometimes if she feels like it, she'll be here if she's got enough rest, because she helps me raising the children. It helps me run the business and all of that. So she before us as much as she can. Sometimes I have to accept the fact, no matter how great I think her products are and what she has and how proud I am of it, I have to accept the fact that if she don't feel like coming forward, then I just have to give it that day. And I'll respect that. I'll respect that. I have no choice but to respect it, but I choose to respect it anyway. So I just wanted to tell you all that, brothers and sisters. That'll make it a lot easier. So, but we're working hard. She's got her stuff that she's working hard on. And she can't just lay down her stuff for mine. I would like that, but she just can't do it. That ain't fair, though, either, brothers and sisters. But I'm saying that I would like it because I think she has a lot of good stuff to put out. Now, let's jump back on the precipice. Jump back on. I thought I'd, give us a little commercial break to explain that. Because the sister put fire on my behind. Yeah. but in love and give an explanation, and I understand that. She got her own thing that she's doing, and we have to respect that because she does great work. She's doing great work. And but brothers and sisters, we have got to stop appeasing these white devils. Farrakhan got us in trouble appeasing these white devils. Others got us in trouble appeasing these white devils. St. Paul, in your Bible, was nothing but a coon. Now, there's some people mad now. I know they mad. I couldn't teach this in Sunday school in the Baptist church, no matter how bad I want to. No matter how bad I want to say it. Because when I normally tell the Christians that, they get mad. Two people you don't talk about in the Bible is don't talk about Jesus and don't talk about Paul. You can talk about whoever else you want to talk about. But Jesus and Paul, right, you can't talk about it. Now, here's the thing. The Holy Scriptures, King James Version, the Old King James Version, the Zondervan and all of that, is an eye-opener because it lets us know about the politics of men and their evil deeds. And that's how you need to know. That's what you need to know about the Bible. That is full of politics and the deeds of many evil men, right? And how the righteous had to stand and take things by force. If they had not, they would still been in the conditions that they're in. Understand this. Moses, had he not led the children out of Egypt, had he not led them out, they would have been locked in. They needed to be led out. They needed to be prepared. He didn't just one day get together with them and say, hey, let's get out of here. Because you got a lot of people that don't believe they're in bondage. If they're there so long and generations are growing in bondage, then they won't believe that they're in bondage. You have to understand that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't understand it, brothers and sisters. And it's sad. It is sad that they don't understand it. I don't understand why they don't understand it when you know that you're in prison. You may not have the physical walls, but you can't leave this country without a passport. You can't leave without a passport. The white man can leave without a passport, but you can't leave without a passport. You better have your papers on you. Huh? Your rights of passage. You don't hear me. But the white man can leave. He don't have to have a passport. He can leave because he is the oppressor. He is part of the oppressing race. He's a part of those in power. He is a part of those in power. He has the power. You don't. You and I don't have any power. We have influence, and we can use the influence to do what needs to be done to get power, but right now you and I have no power. We don't have it. We can get it if we stop jiving and go to war. I mean, this man is already at war with us. Look at what he did. He just killed Minister Malcolm's son, right, years ago. Not very long ago. Not very long ago, I believe 2013. Wasn't long ago, and then he killed him in Mexico. The same friends of Farrakhan. How ironic. Farrakhan is friends with the president of Mexico, friends with the Mexican, making them Muslims, right? Farrakhan Muslim. That's what I call a Fuslim. The Farrakhan Muslim, right? A fake Muslim, right? That's Fuslim. A fake Farrakhan Muslim. Fake. That's F-F-U-S-L-I-M. Fuslim. A fake Muslim. A Farrakhan Fuslim. That's what they are. Right? And Farrakhan is bringing these white Mexican devils over here and putting them over our brothers and sisters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thumbs up, brothers and sisters, and hit that notification bell because we're going to be at it again tomorrow. But I just wanted to tell you that. That's something I wanted to explain because I do not understand it. You talk a language that I don't understand. When you do this kind of evil, you talk a language that I know nothing about. I don't understand that. You can make me understand or believe that Elijah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'll use the term Elijah, just a short tense of the word, because so you understand who I'm talking about. Don't forget the thumbs up, brothers and sisters. The extras out there, don't forget the thumbs up. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And so, the notification bell. And so, what I want you to know is this. Is that he's teaching this, that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad had welcomed the Mexicans in, white Mexicans. I can see if they were black. Original Mexico is black. If you go to Durango, you get to the black Mexicans. They're so black they make us look white. They're dead black. Jet black, beautiful brothers and sisters. With coarse curly hair, right? Like lamb's wool. Huh? Like skin that had been burned in the fire. Like that brass that it talk about in Revelation 1 and 13. Just like us. Isn't our skin the color of brass? Like it had been tarnished? Are we not swarthy people? Right? Dark. Our hair, those of us that wear it on our face or our head, is like what? Lamb's wool. Our eyes, the flames of fire, anger, passion from oppression is in us. And he brings all of these black people that need saving, all the gangs that need to be brought together as an army in the FOI, all the possibilities and chances you have for us to get weapons that we can even make by pouring molds. We can pour it in the molds and make it. And this demon, Farrakhan is a demon, brothers and sisters. Won't even tell, arm yourselves. But every time somebody's around him or against him, they end up getting killed. Don't forget the thumbs up, brothers and sisters. Don't forget the thumbs up. Don't forget the like. Don't forget to subscribe. Somebody left. One of the person thumbing up is thumb down. I love it. I love it. That's what we want. That's what we want. Because, you know, a thumb is a thumb. A thumb is a thumb. But you got some brothers and sisters on here don't even want me. They don't want me saying nothing about their white friends. Nothing at all. It's crazy. I mean, should we accept the way that they treat us? There was a lady in the Arkansas school district. I remember reading this. Made a 5-year-old baby take his hands and stick it down in feces. 5 years old. 5 years old. It's crazy. Man, I tried to find that lady. The sisters wanted to have a fireside chat with her. They just wanted to find out what she was thinking. You know, the sisters, if I could have found her, wanted to do some research and then wanted to go over a few hand exercises on what we could do better. They wanted to influence her to always choose the other direction rather than laying your hand on our child because it's dangerous. So they wanted to talk with her, but I couldn't find this. I tried to find that white she-devil, Carla Lassiter. I searched. Then I read where the FBI told her she needed to get out of town. We came in one end of the state and she left out the other. So they'll protect. Why the FBI protect them? Because the FBI are on the same side. Greetings, Brother Derek. Salam alaikum. And let's talk about J. Edgar Hoover. Talk about him and the culture that he created within the FBI. He created a culture in the FBI. J. Edgar Hoover did. Prior to him, the FBI wasn't what it is today. And I'm about to blow your minds. I'm about to blow your mind. No, brother, they shouldn't be around our kids. Brother Black Seminole said they shouldn't be around our kids. No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. But we leave them behind enemy lines when we take them to these public schools. Get your kids out of these public schools, brothers and sisters. We should homeschool our children and do for self and make our own jobs. That way our children are not under these dangers. You can teach those children more than any teacher could teach them that are white, because many of them don't have above a 6th grade or 8th grade education. And I try to tell you, all you have to do is do the research. There were thousands upon thousands white teachers that lost their job because they didn't even have above a 6th to 8th grade education. And yet, these people were the ones that the federal government had teaching us. And there was a black coon that was taking a test for these devils. They was paying him. He was taking a test, adding further insult to our children and the education that our children could receive. You would never receive education in a public school, but you will receive miseducation in a public school because the public school wasn't made for you. Still don't get it. Our people do not get it. The public school wasn't made for you. The hospital wasn't made for you. The grocery stores wasn't made for you. They'll take an animal's money if he gave it to him. If he could walk upright, they'll take a cat's paw if he could walk upright. Wasn't made for you. The houses wasn't made for you. The housing market wasn't made for you. Their banks weren't made for you and I. Nothing they have was made for you and I. And if those institutions wasn't made for you, his woman wasn't made for you, his man is not made for you, his son and daughter is not made for our children. And anytime they get it in over the head, the white man answer is suicide. We never had suicide. We never had it in African teaching. We didn't even know what it was. It was the shame to kill even today, it's shameful to hear about black suicide. Why is that? Because the law taught us against killing ourselves first, and certainly do not kill others. That's the law, the Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, as we call them. That's the law. Brothers and sisters, don't forget the thumbs up. We can get 4 more thumbs up. We have some those watching. We want to keep everything equivalent. But this is what I wanted to say to you, brothers and sisters, because it's amazing. We have stayed in this situation the same reason that those people didn't want to leave Egypt. They wanted to stay there in Egypt. Isn't that right? They wanted to stay in Egypt. Now here, why are we talking about Egypt? Because we say the term Egypt, brothers and sisters, excuse me. We say the term Egypt because we don't know, there's no African word for Egypt. The word Egypt in Africa doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist. There was a town of math. It was called metric, right? Or Kemet. Let's talk about Kim. People of math. So K-E, people. The Keyites, right? People of. So the Kim people, right? The formula it, math. So the people of math. Kemet is the term. Kemet is the term, brothers and sisters. That is the name for what the white man calls Egypt. The only reason he called it Egypt is because he was trying to take it over. It was the first place that he could find his knowledge. He came from the Mediterranean, right? Out of those caves. Egypt was nicer to them than any of the others. They went against the law of apostation, which says that you shouldn't ever what? Marry outside your race, that you should stay away from these ungoverned people, that stay away from these heathens. Right? So that's very important. Oh, yes, certainly, Sister Donna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're getting around to it now. So when you mix your children in with these people, right? When you mix your children in with them, they have to make a decision, right, based on those that are governing them. They have to make a decision. Now, we get into where Sister Donna, we talk about Hoover, where are we getting at? J. Edgar Hoover, though he didn't look like it, was a graft. He had been grafted. Let's be plain. He was black. Did you all know that? Give me a thumbs up or something. Tell me, let's use the number 1. Let's use the number 1. If you knew that J. Edgar Hoover was black, hit number 1. Somebody hit 1. If you knew that he was black. I found out, I believe it was in my master studies in college. I found out that J. Edgar Hoover was black. I didn't know. I was in my master's study. This is still before it came out on the internet and before they did the movie. But here was a black man that hated to be black, right? And wanted to be fully white. So much so that he wouldn't even let his hair grow out. And he continued to put heat to his hair to keep it straight. But even at that point, it was still curly. Now, this man, J. Edgar Hoover, was a brother that slipped in, the spook that came out of the cold, that slipped in to mistreat our people. Here's a black man punishing other blacks. Let's talk about Adolf Hitler. What color was he? He was Ethiopian Jew and Austrian Jew. That's what color he was. Ethiopian Jew and Austrian Jew. So he was dark. Why do they keep showing Hitler in black and white? They didn't want you to know that here is a black man trying to fulfill Germany's destiny, right? And he had to go over with who was the oppressing power. He had to. He had no choice. Because you can't mix with these people. They'll distort your bloodline. They'll distort your mind, right? They'll distort your appreciation for self. And instead of doing for self, you'll begin to do for everyone else. Now, let's get to Farrakhan. Farrakhan does for everybody else except self. He teaches not Elijah Muhammad, because Elijah Muhammad taught collectivism. Farrakhan teaches individualism. That's what he teaches. So, young Malcolm Shabazz, Malcolm's grandson, was in danger of this kind of climate. He liked Khalid Muhammad, was following Khalid Muhammad. Not only that, with the knowledge, he rose in the teachings. He was educated by sheer will. Sheer will. But he was promoted to the place that he had inherited. He was the heir apparent for Minister Malcolm X. And they wanted to kill Malcolm before he could produce a male heir. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, you can have as many women as you want, and you're not a threat. If a man produce a female, he's not a threat. He's not considered a threat. He's not considered a threat. Now, the black woman is powerful because he could produce 4 wombs that could give birth to a male heir, but she's not a direct threat like a black man that produces a black son, especially a leader that is on the wind of progress like Minister Malcolm. Minister Malcolm was on the wind of progress, and if he had produced a son and trained that son, you would have had fire every time you turn around. There'd be found a white man behind, north, south, east, and west. So they couldn't let it happen. They took him out. This is why Minister Malcolm got took out. They couldn't let it happen. But he gets a male heir anyway from his daughter Kabila, produces this male heir. And he is rising at the height. Sister Betty is speaking with him, educating him. Dr. Khalid is educating him. Huh? Come talk to me, brothers and sisters. The history of America is educating him. He was powerful at 21 years of age and fastly developing and fastly learning how to wield that power. And he thought through internationalism that we would have a greater chance, and he was right. Young Malcolm Shabazz was right. Through internationalism, we have a greater chance. If, collectively, we have a great chance nationally. But internationally, if black people stand together and just start, all you got to do is you even got to travel to each other's country. All you have to do is start raising hell where you at. And they'll tell you that a revolution doesn't involve you burning the stores of your community. Brother, that's the advice of a coon. But the only thing is, if you're going to make that kind of move, then you have to have a store that you can go to. You can't burn down Walmart and not have a black mart where your people can shop. You can't go and destroy the meat house or the bread house, and you ain't got no meat house or bread house in the black community that can still feed your people. You can't burn the library and you don't have your own library. Come on, brothers and sisters. Talk to me. You can't do that. You got to mimic everything the oppressor has. Everything the oppressor has, you got to mimic it. And if you mimic what the oppressor has, then you can destroy his stuff, because that's part of revolution. That's part of revolution. Now, we wasted time tearing down statues. They couldn't talk. Snatching flags off poles. They couldn't talk. Couldn't kill nothing, couldn't let nothing die. We spent hours watching Will Smith knock the hell out of Chris Rock for being a coon. And he did right because he was disrespecting his wife. But we didn't understand what was really going on there. You had people saying, man, Will Smith should have done that, man. He making us all look like fools. Have you ever seen a coon? Because you got some conscious coon and you got unconscious coons. But have you seen a coon that's just foolish tell you, well, now white people going to think we all crazy? That's crazy. Hear this, man? It's like, here you are in slavery because the man put you in slavery. The man brought you from Africa here. Is that right? The man still got you in slavery whether you know it or not. And if you stand up for yourself, right, against another coon or a cracker, then they say, man, still worry about what the white man's going to say. Man, that white man, shoot, he going to think we all crazy. I was on Jesse L. Peterson, one of the biggest coons that's ever come through here. Jesse L. Peterson, you got to see that show. One of the biggest coons that ever come through there. We got some real numbers that night because I was telling them as they came on there. I said, another sellout, another black chocolate cracker, another coon. Another coon. This particular show, this guy said, well, from what I understand, if you keep doing this, the white man going to think we're all bad. The white man don't give a damn about you. That's why he put you in slavery. He don't give a damn about you. They still think the white man likes it. You got every time a black basketball player get picked on a team, with few exceptions. There are few exceptions to this, but every time a black basketball, a football player, a track star, or a tennis, no matter what it is, golf, and you look at Tiger Woods' teeth and lips and know he black, he could dunk himself in bleach and couldn't get rid of the blackness on him. I mean, his lips alone let us know that he's black. He can bleach himself, but he's still black. He can do like Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa look crazy right now because he done had these devils to take his melanin, his power, his halo, his superpower. He done had them to take it out of him, and now he whiter than paper. But you look at him, he looks so crazy. You know he's black because you look at white folks when they try to fix their nose to be like ours. But it'll never happen. So the only thing they can do is file their nose, file it down. Here these devils are filing the cartilage on their nose to make the nose look bigger. And here black coons are getting bleached and filing their nose down to make their nose look smaller. Here the white man is, you can tell he don't like himself. You don't like yourself, brothers and sisters. Here the white man is tanning so he can look like us. Getting shots in his lip, getting Botox in his forehead, getting cheeks, having these plaques put on the skin to get cheeks. That's right, brother, Black Seminole, they making them look bigger too, and moving fat from their body to do it, and injecting themselves with Botox till they can't even hardly talk. They look like this. You see them? And that Botox make them look like they smiling. You look at Joe Biden, and you see him, and he look angry, but he's smiling. He looking crazy. He be looking crazy. They got him so full of Botox till it's crazy. And I'm talking about they trying to look like us, right? They hate themselves. They are so obsessed with us that they hate themselves. They talk about black women have big booties till they could figure it out. Now you look at a white woman, she got booty and chest and everything now. She looking like a black sister. You got black sisters that's getting their butt removed getting their chest removed to look like white women. It's crazy. But that oppressor has made you hate yourself so much. Brothers and sisters, we are a great people. We really are. And we are the most beautiful people on this planet. There's nobody more beautiful than you and I. And here we are. Some of them are even bashed in the name. Look, I got some cousins, brothers and sisters, I got to tell you. Because I know you got some sellouts in your family too. You got sellouts in your family too. And I got some cousins, and they hang on to a slave name. I'm so glad that my dad organized and authorized our name. Because they hang on to that slave name, and they get proud of that white blood being in them. I mean, it's sick. It is sick. And here the man is, one cousin that's a judge. The man put a hit out on him and had one of us to do it. One of us. I mean, they're killing black judges around the country and killing black coons around the country, killing black chocolate-covered crackers around the country. They are killing us. And these coons, till the last end of their death, they don't believe that these people are going to kill them. And those are the main ones getting killed now, the coons. So if you got some sense, you wouldn't be around these people. If you got some sense. Look at all the people that were killed. They're docile people. Either they're running, and I hate to say it. Either they're running away from the man, or they're standing there not believing that the man is going to kill them, smiling at him and trying to identify, wait a minute, here this devil is a natural murderer, a natural killer. He killed us to get us here. He killed to get us in slavery. To establish that the man is killing every day to keep slavery established. Killing you and I. And you got fools on the web could be proposing great advances and promoting great armies. They're attacking one another. It's crazy. It's crazy, brothers and sisters. It's crazy. And I don't care if it's my brother or sister that's misguided. I don't have anything negative. I don't care what they say about me. But they won't trap me to say anything negative about them. You can't do it. I won't do it. Now I'll tell them, straighten them up and straighten them out. You stop pissing on yourself. I'll tell them that. And come at me and ask me a real question. And because we got people being killed. I'm going to always say that. I don't have time to fuss and argue with you. I play these games with you because we got people being killed. Black people are being killed, and we got to organize ourselves in a mighty army to defend our keep. Even if that keep is on the plantation. Because we got to overtake this plantation. Somebody's saying, well, what's the plantation, brother? We ain't living on the plantation. We live in the projects. Part of the plantation. What does project mean? Scientific experiment. Isn't that right? A project. Scientific experiment. Now, we ain't on the plantation, brother. We got our own farmland and this and that. You got to pay taxes on that land? That's part of the plantation. Who are you paying taxes to on the local, state, and federal level? Who are you paying taxes to? You paying taxes to the American government on all of those levels. You're paying taxes to the American government. That's why they call it the IRS, the internal, is that right? The Internal Revenue Service. Internal Revenue Service. Isn't that right? When you're going to get taxes back, it's going to be state or federal. Why? Because you're paying taxes to a state or federal government that keeps you in oppression. Keep you in oppression and keeps me in oppression. So how are we going to do this? You got to take over the plantation. There has to be a regime change. That brother and sister saying right now, brother, you talking crazy. There's no way we can take over the plantation. You can take over the plantation and you ain't even got to pick up a gun. If you're determined, all you got to do is stop working. You stop working and it'll shut it down overnight. You stop working the white man's job and make your own job. You'll literally shut it down overnight. Walmart can't run without you. Burger King can't run without you. Is that right or wrong? Chick-fil-A can't run without you. General Motors can't run without you. The electric company, whatever organization on it, whether it be Sitco or APEC Oil or whatever it may be, Kerr McGee, they can't run without you. They need you to run. You're the batteries that make this plantation go. Isn't that right? You're the battery that make this plantation go. You understand what I'm saying? So without you, they can't do nothing. You can shut it down. Some of them say, well, I don't want to pick up a gun. I'd rather do that. Then do it. Do it. But I guarantee you, once you take over, you're going to need a gun to defend your keep. Because now this is a game of chess. It's a game of chess. When you see chess, I want you to understand that that game is about taking over kingdoms. It's not like checkers. Checkers is a game that pawns play. You don't hear me. Checkers is to keep you dumb. Huh? That's a mafia game. Checkers is a game of a mafiatic groups. I'm going to take over your space, you take over mine. And guess what? You're only taking over squares. But when you play chess, you're taking over the whole board. The whole board is symbolic to what? Symbolic to kingdoms. One kingdom is fighting another kingdom, and the kings of Africa played chess before they went into war. And this is where the white man got it from. If you notice, the pieces are made of ivory, right? And black walnut. You don't hear me, brothers and sisters. They were planning to take over, right, the white kingdoms that had invaded their land, and they did it in the situation called the Platonic War. And all you have to do is read that in my book called Black Rage. If you buy the book, Black Rage, you don't have to pay the full price. If you make a donation of $40 or more, you can get the book. You can get the book. If you, as a matter of fact, I even say this. If you made any Cash App donation, tell me about it and you'll get the book. Because I want you to get these books. You don't have to pay for those if you've already given a donation or a Cash App or whatever. You'll get these books. And if you want it, just put your information in an email and I'll send it to you tonight. But you have to understand that there's a reason why the chessboard is both black and white. Right? There's a reason why it's called peanut butter and jelly. So it's a reason why it's black and white. Blacks had to reinvade the Mediterranean for other blacks that had given in to this philosophy of grafting this color white. It was an evil science, right? It was an evil science. If you look, there's no validity to race. The word race was created by the white man. The term is philology, the study of words, right? We're talking philology. Race was created by the white man. White was created by the white man. Black was created by the white man. The rest of it don't matter. And he felt necessary, right, to trump his enemies. That term Trump, isn't that ironic? To trump his enemy, Trump Republicans, right? A new Republican. So when we look at young Malcolm Shabazz, he had the right answer in talking internationalism. That if we can start holding hands with Africans that are in Britain, holding hands with Africans in Cuba, holding hands with each other no matter where we were, right? How do we do that? By becoming one mind and speaking with one mouth and seeing with one eye and hearing with one ear, right? That if we did that, then all we have to do is fight or either protest. I'm not going to work your jobs. I'm not going to pay your bills or whatever. What they going to do? Kill us? Some may, but most of them would sit and listen about what you wanted. Because their businesses would be shut down. And the white man loves money more than he loves his own wife. He loves money more than his own children. He loves money more than his own mother and father. That's the way it is. The man loves money. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why he got you and I working hard on this plantation. Like the entertainers. Beyonce, she's owned by the slave. Slaves own her. They'll get her to put out a song saying, well, she's conscious. Here we talking about Beyonce is conscious. She may put out a song that is somewhat conscious. Don't get me wrong. That last song she put out was the bomb. But all I'm saying is that when she make that money and she's not organizing or controlling her community, because you can control a product, you can control a song, but the money for that product or song, right? Even if you're producing it, you have to pay the white man's airways, right? You have to pay his airways for him to be able to push out that song and for you to be able to get the money from it and then get the royalties. You have to know that. But when we get to the place where we're literally controlling our own stuff, you won't do that without a revolution. It won't happen. It will not happen. You have to have a revolution. When you get a revolution going, what is a revolution? A regime change. A regime change. It means we want our own land to have our own country, our own rules. We ain't going to follow your rules. And when we get this land, we'll pick where it's going to be. You won't pick it for us. You won't pick it. We'll pick it. You won't benefit. We don't want you to benefit. We don't want your money. We create our own money. You can start using leaves and create a money system. You can decide to barter leaves. Let me get these leaves. How many leaves you want? How many leaves? What kind of leaf do you want? You want a silk leaf? I'll get you these silk leaves. Yeah, I'll get you that. And you let me go get that car or whatever. I'm being humorous, brothers and sisters, but doing my best. Support poor humor. Please excuse me. Respect the attempt, but please excuse me. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that we can do the very same thing. We can start a barter system. We don't need the American dollar. You can do that within your own community if you create your own stuff. And I'm helping you, you helping me. We can do that. We can literally do that. And if the black people, understand this, that if black people are supporting black people and you create your own government where you just going to support black people, you're going to support black businesses, you're going to support black stores, you'll shut down the white stores, and you know what the investors would do? They'll start talking to you instead of talking to that white man. And that'll be the beginning of you gaining some real power. The only leader that's ever had any real power is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He had power because he had economics. He had economics understood to a science. He had real power. But many that have come, including Garvey, including Marcus Mosiah Garvey, he didn't have any real power. He had an army of people. He had influence, but he didn't have any real power. Because power is something that you have once you're able to take the influence and produce something from it. So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad influenced us to become independently, right? Independently formidable as we did for self. And what we created from our own hands and our own minds was able to feed us. And so much so that anybody came in our stores to buy it. Black people as well as other people, so that they could get it, and we gained the money from it, put it in our black banks, our own black institution, start our own lending associations and all of that. He did that. That's what you're doing when you do for self, do for black business. He don't want a leader that's going to teach that kind of thought on an international level. Young Malcolm Shabazz did that. And Farrakhan is tied to these deaths in many ways. But if you said, well, just because he had a Mexican friend don't mean Farrakhan had anything to do with it. Farrakhan was friends with the president of Mexico. He was able to go over there when we couldn't go. Talking with the man when America was at odds. Who you think sent him over there? You think America's going to let him fly over there? Even if he flew his own jet, he had to have America's permission to get out of there. You got to have their permission. If you don't have their permission, then he ain't going. Same thing with him seeing Muammar Gaddafi, another one that got killed after he visited Farrakhan. Huh? Come on, brothers and sisters. I know you understand. And so the same man that was pulling the switch on killing Minister Malcolm pulled the switch on killing Sister Betty, pulled the switch on killing Sister Malika, pulled the switch on killing young Malcolm Shabazz. And Dr. Khalid Muhammad told us in the 80s that the family of Minister Malcolm X is in trouble and we should have security around him. He also said the same thing to Minister Farrakhan. I was there. Minister Farrakhan cannot deny it. Dr. Khalid tried to cause peace between him and even Silas Muhammad. And Farrakhan would not do it. Wouldn't do it. And he's paid not to. He's not going to bring peace. He's paid to keep us in confusion. paid to keep us in confusion. And as a result, he would kill anybody. Young Malcolm, Shabazz, there was an orchestrated killing. Orchestrated by the powers. His grandfather was killed, what? Internationally. Everybody was involved. The last thing they wanted was another Minister Malcolm X rising up. So they took the life of young Malcolm X Shabazz, and you'll find out they took the life of his aunt, Sister Malika. They took the life of his grandmother, Sister Betty X Shabazz, and that his aunts, right, the other sisters of Minister Malcolm and Sister Betty are in trouble. What protection are they going to get if we don't start talking and start being the protection? So that means that whatever town they come in, that we can volunteer to be security. We can volunteer to get the knowledge of where they're going and keep our eyes on it so that we can be active as a community to protect people that have literally sacrificed their lives for us, brothers and sisters. Literally sacrificed their life for us. And it's painful to know that our young brother was killed. I remember when it happened, and I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain that I wanted to find the first. It's bad to say, brothers and sisters. I'm just being honest. I was so much anger and pain that I wanted to find the first one. You know what I'm talking about. And get him. That's sad, brothers and sisters. I mean, they're killing us in broad daylight. Both national and internationally, they're killing us. And you still got brothers and sisters around here. Well, you know, the brother, he said some good points, but yeah, he be preaching that racism. Now, here I am, a victim of racism, and they call me racist. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that. Brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for coming on this show. I appreciate it because it's necessary. Our brother Bruce is with us. Greetings, Brother Bruce. Brother Bruce says Muammar Gaddafi gave money to Mr. Muhammad during the first resurrection. That's true. That's true. He also gave money to Farrakhan. And after Farrakhan visited him, the next thing you know, Barack Obama was going in to kill him. And they put federal agents around our brother Muammar Gaddafi and made him, I'm talking about American-born Muslims, internationally planted to do a kill of an international leader. Same trick that was used on Minister Malcolm when he was flying and about to enter France. They had him poisoned. You got to do your research, brothers and sisters. And young Malcolm Shabazz was on such an international level and had such a love for internationalism that he didn't know that Mexico was Judas. And that anybody that's not black, and many blacks that are white nationalists, are Judas of the black cause. And our young brother was killed and taken away from us. And it's sad. It's painful. It hurts so much. It hurts so much. It's so sad. It's painful. It hurts so much. Brothers and sisters, we got to be strong. We got to be strong. We got to fight this beast. Fight this beast. He's coming in and killing us. We can't save him. Young Malcolm Shabazz tried to save him. We can't save him because Farrakhan has already aided them, and all you got to do is look at it. Now, and I want you to look at this. What is Farrakhan doing that's any different than the American government is doing? The more Mexicans you have come over here, the less jobs that you and I have, and the less acts of doing for self you and I will be able to do. Because if black people ain't got jobs, they can't support our businesses as we do for self. That means if you open up a store and black people don't have jobs, the man is creating a climate where that black man, instead of patronizing you, will probably rob you. Not because he want to, but the odds are stacked against him. You hear me, brothers and sisters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Don't forget, thumbs up, brothers and sisters. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm saying it like I listen to I would listen to Vicky Dillard. I forget what she called herself, but she was like, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Like, subscribe, subscribe. Oh, man. And she be like, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell. But it's too much foolishness going on in this late day. Too much foolishness going on. And we have to know that you will not save these beasts. Farrakhan is bringing in, again, Mexicans like the federal government is bringing in Mexicans. I don't like Trump. You might even say I hate him. You might. Just like you might say I hate white folks. You might say that. But, because I'll leave that up to you. I love myself. I don't hate anyone. I love myself so much. I love my people so much to somebody else it may seem like hate. See, and here I am telling you to fight to save your life, and the white man's tricking you when he said, well, he preaches racism. I'm not preaching racism. I'm telling you to defend yourself. Are you any less racist to try to fight to keep your life? We're not racist. We're victims of racism. That's why I'm telling you to fight to keep your life. Because we're victims of racism. Brothers and sisters, we are victims of racism. So I say fight, keep your life, protect yourself, get a gun, protect your family, right? Welcome to the African American Defense League. You ain't even got to sign up. If you're black, you're already a part of it. Just get with it. Just get with it and defend yourself. Get with it and defend yourself. But I'm called a racist. I'm called a fanatic. Because I tell you to defend yourself. If I didn't say nothing and the white man was killing you, then what would I be? A hypocrite. A hypocrite. And that's what we have. From Farrakhan on down, we got hypocrites. Farrakhan on down to Malik Zulu Shabazz. You got hypocrites that have quote-unquote armies and the ability to heal and save black people and build our own economy and build our own army, because you need an army to protect your economy. Proof of which the white man has an army everywhere he goes. And besides, what do you think the police is? That's an army. They protect the interests of white people. White police wasn't made for you. The black police wasn't even made for you. Uh-oh. Did I shock you with that one? Listen, unless we take over and make our own police department, then those black police were made for us to protect us. They were made for us and by us. FUBU, for us and by us to protect us. But you know something, brothers and sisters? Excuse me. You know something? If we did that, there'll probably be some old coon, homogenized nigga. I gotta say it like it is. A coon, homogenized nigga that said we need some white police too. After all, we don't want to be racist like the white man. Here this man is and put you in slavery. You could never be as racist as the white man. Never in your life. You could kill for 100 years. You could enslave for 200, and you will never be as racist as a white man. But they say, well, we don't want to do what the white man's doing. Then they go to feeling like they're holy and stuff. You ever seen they'll start talking like that, and you know that they don't care no more than Jesus, no more for Jesus than the whites that killed him. But they'll say, we don't want to do the same thing the white man is doing. We got to do different. God wants us to love. I don't know what to say about that, so I just look up. Because I'm like, here this man is killing you. and he killing you financially, killing you economically, killing you educationally, killing you investment-wise, killing you in the housing market, killing you in the car market, killing you in the banking industry. The man is killing you, and he's even killing you physically. Even killing you physically. He got you believing in this philosophy of peace. Everything the man has got, he's got it through fighting and oppression, violence, and bloodshed. Everything he has. And you still up? Well, we don't want to do like the white man. You better do like the white man. Everything he's got. He's got it because he's taken over. And even the word said the righteous shall take it by force. And then it said the violent shall take it by force. And it's talking to people of God. Talking to people of God. Children of Israel had a war. They had the people of Israel. They had an army. And they're supposed to be the most holy people in the world, right? That's what they say. That's what they say. They all have armies. You and I being a real people of God, and we're talking against armies. And here God had Gideon, an army leader. He had, there was an army leader found in the people of Cain, even though he went to the land of Nod and went on his own way, right? Wandering. You had Seth, the third son of Adam. That what did he have? He was a war general, right? Over the garden of God with people to help protect it. Even in the garden, God left angels with swords to keep out evil men that would what? Try to take it over. So if God will give us armies, why would you think that you would need an army to protect your interests? To protect your interests. So we need our own country, brothers and sisters. We need our own land. We need our own everything, and we'll never get it for giving the man that's killing us every day. We'll never get it. But if we defend ourselves, you'll get justice overnight, freedom overnight. You'll get reparations overnight. But if you don't do it for anything else, you should do it so you can get the money. The man has been raping you and tricking you, right? Probably tricking you. You can at least get the money. But you believing in politicians. You don't want to get reparation fighting for it. You believe the politicians going to give it to you. Kamala Harris said something about reparation. We're about to get reparations, brother. Joe Biden said something about reparation. Barack Obama said something about reparation. Everybody in the world has got reparation except you. Because they were willing to fight for it. How did the Native American get it? The true Native American black people. The white man came over here, they were fighting him in war. So when so many of them got killed and this Constitution was established, the white man had to pay them. How did the Asians get it? They came here building the railroads. Where did they get reparations? Under Obama's administration. How did they do it? So many of them were killed and they had to start fighting back. They had to start fighting back, both nationally and internationally, to get reparations. The Irish, how did they do it? They got reparation. How? Because England came killing them. They went back to kill England and took their reparation. They came and took their power. They took it. You got to take it. White man's not going to give it to you. You wouldn't be off the plantation today. You would not be off had you not fought for power. You fought for it. That's the reason that you and I are free today. So brothers and sisters, that's what I have for you. And we see, and it's sad, with the mistake that our young brother made, young Malcolm Shabazz, an international mind. Nonetheless, the mistake that he made cost him his life. The mistake that he made. Because you can't trust anyone. Black people don't have any power, but we need to get power. Stop worrying about everybody else who's oppressed. Start helping black people. That's why I tell you, don't listen to Farrakhan. Don't listen to Farrakhan. He ain't got nothing for you. There ain't nothing he can teach you. Ain't nothing Farrakhan can teach you or I, because he's lost himself. Proof of which, he's even saying today that he's the Messiah, that he is the Mahdi. He's the one to come to deliver people from bondage. I mean, the man is off his gourd, talking insane, literally insane. When you hear him talk like this, then if you are the Messiah, right? Because you've done all this evil. People that are messianic don't kill their own people. Didn't Jesus say that? That I came for the lost? The lost people. Those that are in bondage and oppression. I came to save the lost. Brothers and sisters, it's a shame. We've got to wake up. Got to wake up. Got to wake up. And I'm going to say it till there's no more breath in my body. I'm going to give that white man hell, because I've been raised to give him hell from the cradle to the grave. And I'm going to do it. And I need your help to do it. I need your help. We need to get our own station. There's a station that we can control. That they can't stop. It don't go into their airways, because when we're paying, we'll be paying for it our own selves. Now you have to understand that. We'll be paying for it. That man won't be paying for it. See? And we won't have to worry about none of this other stuff if we do that, brothers and sisters. We won't be worried about it. And my desire, my prayer is that the day will come quickly that you and I will be able to deliver our people. Brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for the time that you dedicated to this show. As usual, I'm thankful for the pillars of this show, the brothers and sisters that come on without hesitation. I thank God for you. Thank Allah. You can say Jesus. You can say Jehovah or whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. But I am so thankful. I am so thankful because without you, the show would not be a success. And we have to be honest that we need each other. We got to have each other. If we don't unite, we're finished, brothers and sisters. If we don't unite, we're finished. So let us unite. Let us go into our community to help our own people before we're going to Mexico, which don't like black people, who are killing black leaders, just as they killed young Malcolm Shabazz. These Mexicans that Farrakhan are letting in. Federal government is using them, have given Farrakhan the money and power to use them, and are setting them over black people. Who does that? Who does that? Only an agent. Now here this message is for the black man. You should have been protecting Minister Malcolm's family, you fake, fraud, foolish man. A fake, fraud, phony, foolish man. Farrakhan is a fool. Our young brother is dead as a result of the calliope that was set from black agents willing to do the white devil's will. Satanic teaching by black demons to keep us under oppression of the white devil. It's a shame, brothers and sisters. I'm full every day for my people. I spiritually weep for my people. Because I know this devil don't give a damn about us. And the more the white man kill us, you got coons, black necks, black chocolate covered crackers, sellouts that continue to do the devil's will. It's a shame. We have to be in prayer. Isn't that what Jesus said? Watch as well as pray. We got a P-R-E-Y and P-R-A-Y. Do you know the difference? Let me tell you. Let me give this to you so you'll know the difference. You already know what it is. We got to pray, P-R-E-Y, we got to have guns. Right? Right? And we become the aggressor. Our prey is the one that we're aggressing against. Just like the white man has made you and I his prey. We got to do like the fox. We got to play innocent with these wolves and sheep till we get them down in the fox layer. And I don't care if it's a wolf or sheep. When I say a sheep, I'm talking about a coon. We got to learn. We got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. We got to learn from the fox and the wolf how to trap them. Right? You put one fox in with a bunch of sheep, that fox is not going to stay around because it can't eat everybody in there. And that sheep, enough of those sheep kick that fox and kick that wolf, they'll kill him. They will literally kill him. White man tells you, be docile, suffer peacefully. We don't tell it. Who's going to tell it? Shame on you. Shame on me if we don't do it, brothers and sisters. Shame on you and shame on me if we don't do it. Tell our brothers and sisters wherever we are. You ain't got to go and parade it out so the white man can see it. You ain't got to do that. All you have to do is go whisper to one person and say, look, you need to get a gun. You see this devil is killing us. Tell your other brother, you better get a gun. You see this devil is killing us. You tell enough of them that and keep talking about it, right? Go over the rules for African American Defense League. Understand gun laws. You'll build up a good army. And you only need about 12 people for a successful army or militia. Jesus only had 12. And they'll tell you that he didn't fight. That's what they tell you. Jesus didn't fight. He was peaceful. Biggest lie ever told. And this devil is selling you back your same spiritual knowledge that you gave him to get him out of the cave. He polished it up, shine it up, and give it back to you. It's a shame. And you believe him. You believe him. So, brother and sister, that's all. That's all we have. I thank you for showing up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to say this before you leave. Yes, sir, brother. I did see the Morocco massacre. And there's a lot of lessons in that. And everybody should see it. The Morocco massacre. It doesn't take long. You can pull it up on YouTube to see what it's about. You can go to Google and pull it up. You can go to independent movies. And there are other ways you can get it. Won't even have to pay for it. But I suggest that you look at it the right way, so that you can see it. But that is a great movie. That is a great movie. Another thing you should research, Alex Haley's Roots. I want you to read that because it was such a good thing done. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I appreciate you, and I say unto you, Assalamu alaikum. That means peace be unto you. I love you, and you can't do anything about it. Love somebody. Tell them you love them, brothers and sisters. And peace be unto you, and peace be unto us all. Assalamu alaikum.